Ready? One. Say hi, Pepper. Say hi. How is that your eye? We do head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Yay! Good morning and welcome to the Bureau in the living room. My name is Brooke and these are my two lovely daughters on Mother's Day. This is
Coco and Ginger.
And Pepper, little Pepper, she's sleeping upstairs, so we're doing this over her nap time. But today's class is just a fun class. I love to move with my girls. I requested a yoga class or to do yoga with them on Mother's Day, and so this is what we're doing. So they've all chosen certain poses to do, so we're going to get right to it. We're going to start, however, in a seated posture as we are right now. It's a simple breath work. It's called Breath of Fire. And first you just want to align yourself best you can seated on your mat. So you have your pelvis here, the center of your rib cage, your heart here, and then the center of your mind, head here. And you just want to align your mind over your heart, over your pelvic bowl. Sit nice and tall, keep that awareness of your alignment. You take a deep breath in, filling your whole container from pelvis to mind, into the nose, and then exhale very quickly and sharp through the nostrils. So you go, and pause that for a second, and just as you exhale, you want to feel the belly drop in and up, in and up. And you continue to get taller and longer with each breath you take. You ground deeper into the earth and rise higher to the sky. So let's do a setup. Let's do 60 pumps, okay? 60 breaths of fire, okay? So here we go. Nice deep breath in, aligning pelvis to heart to head, and then here we go, 60. Hold the breath out, abdomen in, spine is long. Feel the emptiness, and then nice deep breath in. Take a little more sip of breath in if you can. Pause, feel your fullness. Feel the elongation from your pelvis to heart to mind, shoulders drop, relax, chest open wide. And then without losing your lift, just exhale, let the air just softly exit your body, really reconnecting you to your pelvic center. And then take a couple shoulder circles. And we're ready to go. So as we move through our practice today, using that exhale to connect abdomen to spine and finding that extension up all the way to the crown of the head. So let's begin, and we're going to start in a boat pose. Girls, you can stay forward if you want, or you can face toward the window, whatever works well. And we're just going to take our hands behind our thighs, lean back, keep that length, pull the feet in, and you can lift the tabletop in a boat or fully extend the legs and the arms. We're here for deep breaths. Inhale and exhale, rising up. Inhale, getting big inside. Exhale, rising up. One more breath like that. Exhale, rising up. And then cross right shin over left shin. Come to easy Sukhasana pose. Inhale, float the arms by your ears, lift tall. And then exhale, hinge forward. Ground the outer feet down so your sit bones stay in contact with the earth. Then your fingertips can go out in front of you. You can go just nice and easy side to side like so. And then maybe walk your fingertips out. One more breath here, lengthen. And then release your head. Breathe into your back. And then walk yourself back in. Plant your feet out in front of you to a quick tabletop. Before we do one more set, roll the shoulders back, round the feet, and inhale. Just take a moment, open up that front spine, wide chest, collarbone. Now keep that length, hinge at the hips, lower your pelvis back down, hands behind thighs, and go to boat pose again. So your shoulders are behind hips, you're nice and long, both the shins tabletop, possibly fully long, arms reach. 3 breaths. Inhale, breathe from your pelvis up to your heart, to your mind. Exhale, keep lifting, extending, fingers sparkling out in front of you, toes. One more deep breath. Inhale, nice and big, and exhale, remembering to be respectful to other people around us. And then cross left shin on top of right shin, hands by side, lift your waist, reach the arms wide and up. And then grounding to the outer edge of the feet, sit bones stay heavy, and exhale, hinge forward. Keep the grounding of the outer edge of the feet, pressing back to your seat, sit bones stay heavy, fingers down and forward, and then just sway here a couple breaths. Nice and easy. Then that easy stretch out of the outer hips. And then walk it out one more breath and kind of lengthen. And then exhale, release your forehead. Keep digging your outer feet down and isometrically back to your sit bones. As you exhale, remember navel to spine, fingers reach long out of the low back. And then walk your hands back, plant your hands behind you. Quick tabletop again, feet out of distance from the heart, open your chest. Always take a moment or two to set yourself up before you just pull yourself up into a posture. It's a good practice to take your time to set yourself up. Take one more breath. Inhale, lengthen the side waist. Keep pressing hands, lifting chest, pressing feet, lifting hips. And then gently lower your seat, hinging at the hips. So we'll do one more boat pose, hands behind thighs. Keep lifting your chest, float the shins, and maybe fully extend through your knees, elbows. 3 breaths. Inhale, grow long and expansive inside. And exhale, visualize your arms and legs above. Raise the sunshine, shining out, lifting yourself up, pulling yourself up. One more breath. Inhale, get big, and shine out. Reach, reach, reach. Very good. Let's go ahead, cross over your shins. Let's come onto all fours. Let me get my cheek here. Okay. From tabletop here, we're just going to start with some hip circles. So moving your hips one direction and then rounding to the other direction. Sway your hips to the left, maybe round over to the right. Just get some juice flowing there, opening that low back. And reverse those hip circles. So sway to your right maybe, and exhale round to your left. This feels good. One more time like that. Now pause here in the middle. We're going to go into our cat pose, rounding our whole spine, tailbone down, release your head, take a breath there, fill the back ribs, and then exhale, press your hips back to child's pose, arms stay grounded, and then look forward, bend knee through elbow, slide your chest forward to cow. Pause there, feel your extension. And then rounding your back, lifting the back of the heart to the ceiling, releasing your head down to the earth. Pause, press it back, child's, arms stay strong, fingers stay plugged in the earth, and then inhale, side forward to cow. Again, pause in your cow. Eye bones back, chest open. One more time, round to cat. Pause, take a breath, lift the back of the heart to the sky, release your head, neck. Exhale to child's pose, keep the arms strong, fingers plugged in the floor, and then inhale, slide forward, right back to cow pose. And then pause there, just sort of sway side to side, and then make little circles. You're circling here, your whole upper torso. So you're just getting a nice sort of articulation in the shoulder socket and the hip sockets. Let's go ahead and reverse your circles, nice and easy. Nice and easy. Good, come back center. We'll try a little balance now. Keep lifting the bottom waist up, abdomen deep. We'll slide your left leg back and right arm forward. Take a breath. From your abdomen, pulling in, stretch out through your limbs, even down through your left hand, right shin. Rotate the right thumb down, swing it back. Keep lifting your shoulder head, softening your heart. Bend that left knee and maybe grab hold. And we'll kick up for a simple stretch here. You can turn your gaze gently to look over your right shoulder, opening that right chest. And then go ahead, release. Lower hand, keep the leg long as you lower the toes down. We're going to sneak in one simple plank here. To sneak that right leg to meet your left. We're here 3 breaths. We'll inhale, walk forward on tippy toes. Exhale, press back. Keep extending your head out of your heart, out of your pelvis. Find that alignment, that horizontal plane. Good, come back center, lower your knees gently. Let's go back around your back, cat. Release your head, push it back to child's, opening that back, and inhale, slide forward. to cow pose. Very good. Let's take the balance to the other side. So let's go right leg back, left arm forward. Pause, breathe. Keep lifting waistline, keep extending from your navel to your, pulling your abdomen up to your spine, extending from pelvis to crown of head on that exhalation. Lower, spin that left thumb down, sweep it back, pause. Keep opening chest, softening and bending that right knee, maybe grab hold of the foot. Turn, look over your left shoulder. Keeping your balance, keep rounding right hand, left shin. Take a deep breath in. Stay for your exhale. And slowly go ahead, nice and gently, reach left arm forward, right leg back. Lower left hand under shoulder, right leg stays long. Let's go ahead, one more plank pose. Meet that left leg to meet your right. And nice and simple, again, forward and back, just 3 breaths. Find your alignment. Keep lifting waist, ribs, abdomen to spine, giving your structure some support. Then lower the knees once more. Take it to child's pose. Now this child's pose, walk your hands, palm face up to your sacrum. Release your head down for a second. Relax the shoulders down. This is a nice little vinyasa here. We're going to ground the shin bones. As we inhale, come up on our shins. Reach the arms wide to the side like wings. There you go. You can turn to face into Coco if you want, Ginger, if that would help you. And then rotate, just so you know, if you can see me. Rotate the palms up to face the ceiling and lift. Press the shin bones, hug the inner thighs. Draw the thumbs together, hands to touch, and look at your thumbs. Now keep the arms wide, open them wide to the side, heel long, bending through elbows, and then again, hands to sacrum, child's pose. We'll do that 3 more times, just to start to open up the shoulders a little bit. So inhale, press through your shins, let the arms or wings out of your low back. Spiral the palms face up and look up. Press down, stretch your spine up. And keep the arms reaching long as you open wide to the side, opposite forearm on top, or hand on top if you can, and then go back to child's. Picking up the flow a little bit, inhale, root to rise, spread your wings, and then exhale, hinging at the hips, forehead to the earth, back to child's. Inhale, spread your wings, root to rise, look up, stretch up, exhale, spread your wings, back to child's. Let's do one more for good measure. Here we go, root to rise, fly those arms, big wingspan, and then exhale, back to child's. Pause in your child's. Optional to curl those toes under. We're going to transition to rabbit pose. Hold on to your ankles or your heels with your hands. Keep the arms long, and we're going to round our back as we come forward onto the crown of the head. Now you're going to keep pressing your feet, heels into your hands, lifting your shoulders up. Look at your abdomen. Cinch in as you exhale, rounding low back, mid back, upper back. Trying to make your hips, right, stacking on top of the knees. Not so much pressure in your head. You're pressing down to your shin bones. You're pressing your heels back into your heels as you pull the stomach in. One more breath, rounding, opening that back. Very good. We'll come back to this later in our practice. Plant your hands, pull yourself back to all fours. Hope that was a good stretch in rabbit pose. And let's go ahead and continue into our downward facing dog. Lift your knees up, inhale, exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Just take a breath or two here in your first downward facing dog. Keep the knees a little bent, so the top of the shin bone draws forward as you draw the top of the thigh bone back. Really reach the arms out of your low back. Find that connection from low back to heart, through shoulders to hands. There you go. And then warming up the shoulders a little bit more. Let's drive the heels down. Very gently. Inhale, round our low back, come forward, plank pose. Pause in your plank pose. Maybe add a little push-up here, or a scapular push-up. Soften your chest. And then bend the knees, pike it up. Downward facing dog. Let's go 4 more times. Nice and easy. Inhale, round, come forward, plank. Pause, stay in your plank. Maybe add a scapular push-up or full push-up. And then pike the hips up. Dog pose. Inhale, round, come forward. And push up, or stay, and pike it back to dog. Just twice more. Open that back, lengthening your spine, keeping that chest open, gaze forward in front of you all the time. Let's do once more. Inhale. Pause. Maybe push up. And back to dog. Pause there. Inhale. Let's bend the knees. Look forward. Either lightly hop, lightly, or step forward in front of your yoga mat. Good. Pause there. Hands to hips. Soften your knees. Simply unhinge to come up. Asana. Nice work. Okay, moving into one of Coco's series, we're going to go from tree pose, followed to Trikonasana, I believe. Let's see what I want to do. Tree to warrior three, airplane to triangle. So start at the front edge of your mat. And if you want to face Coco, that probably would be best. Let's go ahead, hold on to your right shin bone. Or you can face the mirror, whatever. Yeah, the window's fine. So pause here, just find your balance here. Find your plumb line again, pelvis to heart to crown of head. And we'll go ahead, externally rotate our right leg open, so find your tree. And if it's too hard to find your foot higher than the knee, just lower the foot, down by your left foot there. Just opening up the hip. There you go. And we're just here for a couple breaths. On my balance here. Hands to heart. And again, take a moment, sense your alignment, center of pelvis, center of heart, center of mind. Using your exhale to connect navel to spine and grow your posture. Keep pressing the floor away. We're making deeper roots with your left standing foot. Take one more breath here. Beautiful. And then release that. We're going to go ahead, soften the left standing leg. Draw the right leg behind us, moving toward airplane or warrior three. You might want to step forward a little bit more. There you go. So we're going to hinge at the hips. We're going to keep our hips square. We're going to reach our right arm back, palm face down, left arm back, palm face down. Open your chest, collarbone. Keep a little bend in your standing left leg. Hips stay square as we float the right thigh up. We're in airplane, warrior three. Just 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, press the floor away. Fly, fly, fly. From the core of the pelvis, you reach in all directions. Through crown of head, arms, down through left foot, long through right leg. Let's take one more deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe choose to reach the arms forward like wings, arm all the way forward, thumbs up, pinkies down, biceps frame the ears. Very good. And then go ahead, lower the hands down. Take a quick little standing split. Release your forehead to your left shin bone. Float your right leg up to the ceiling. Open up that left hamstring, left calf. And then gently step your right leg back behind you. Find your runner's lunge. Pause in your runner's lunge, and then we're going to spin that right ankle down, aligning left heel with out the right foot. You're going to draw your right hand to your right hip and gently begin to straighten your left leg. And then open up your chest for Trikonasana. Open your collarbone, float the right arm up. 2 breaths here. Inhale, lengthen. Expand. Exhale, navel to spine. Extend through the bones of your body. One more breath. Grounding both feet. Reaching both arms. Lengthen your neck and head. And then go ahead and lower the right hand back down. Step back to plank pose, top of the push-up. Take a breath here. Either go back to downward dog or do a quick vinyasa. So resist to go down very slowly. Chaturanga, round the pelvis, shoulders back. Inhale to cobra, swan pose. Lengthening, opening chest, collarbone wide. And exhale, lower back down. Pull back to plank, inhaling. Exhale, hike your hips back, down dog. Pause, breath. Extend on your exhale. And then again, bend your knees deeply, look forward. Either lightly hop or step forward in front of your mat. Again, simply put your hands to your hips, lengthen your spine, and unhinge to come back up. Let's go side 2. Okay, I'm going to turn around and face this direction for side 2. Hope you can stay there, go to the front edge of your mat there. Okay, so hips stay square. We're going to lift your left shin bone, hold on to it, find your balance for tree pose. I always like to circle my ankles so I get the juices flowing in my ankle joint here. And then just go ahead, externally rotate that leg out to the side. Keep the foot on the floor for balance or above your kneecap, not on the knee joint itself. And hands can go to your heart space. Lengthen your spine. And we breathe here. Coming back to that nice inhale. that expansion the breath gives us inside. And then connecting that exhale, navel to spine, and you grow. You extend your heart through your mind. And then go ahead and release your foot down, hinging back a little bit. Transition your hands to your hips, just to make sure you're not spinning that left hip out to the side. Draw them into midline, shoulders back. Bend that standing right leg so you can ground all four corners of your right foot. Take your left hand back, palm face down. Right hand back, palm face down. Keep the shoulders lifted, throat lifted, head lifted. And then see if you can fold the left leg up for airplane, warrior three. Gaze is slightly forward on the floor. You're looking down at the floor, but slightly forward. Shoulders are back. Find your horizontal plank pose here in the air. And then another breath in here. Maybe you choose to reach the arms wide to the side. Find that wingspan from your low back through the width from your heart space, and then forward out the crown of the head. We hear one more breath. Exhale all the air, press the floor, navel spine, stretch your body. And then fingers to the floor, quick standing splits. Keep the right knee bent here. Keep your hips square to face the floor. Release your head toward your right shin bone. Take one more breath. Keep pressing the floor actively away as you hollow scoop your belly. Release your head. And then step that left leg back. Lunge pose. Pause in your lunge pose. Spin that left heel bone down, allowing your right heel to arc of the left foot. Pause, left hand to left hip. Now, gently, gradually straighten through your right leg. And again, you need to keep a little bend in that right knee. And then exhale, roll the chest open. And float the left arm up. Triangle pose. Couple breaths. Again, inhale. Exhale. Connect to that breath of fire. Connecting from your pelvis, heart to mind. Wide chest. Energy through your legs, through both arms, through your mind. Open up your whole body. And slowly lower the left hand down. Reach square your hips, shoulders. Sneak it back, plank pose. So again, you can pause here, go back to downward facing dog, or take a quick vinyasa. Resist to go down. Take a swan, cobra pose. Keep the energy through your legs. Keep opening your chest, throat back, head back. Exhale, and we're back down. Inhale to plank. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Pause and breathe. Little bend in those knees. Strong reach of the arms. Thigh bones draw back. Low back is super long here. And now walk your hands back to your feet. Standing forward fold. Releasing your head, neck. Now for this Uttanasana, make sure the feet are outer hip distance apart. Take your hands behind you. Allow the knees to bend so the back is supported, belly on thighs. Weave your right hand in between your legs into the outside of your left shin. And your left hand behind your legs into the outside of your right shin. Push your knees into your armpits, and your armpits resist that. Release your head and just bounce here. Opening up your low back. Nice and easy bounces. Stay connected to the floor as you allow the upper body to unwind. And then pause in the center. Inhale, big breath. Exhale, work the legs to straight, but keep the bind. Keep pressing out into your shin bones. Or your hands hug your shin bones, and the shin bones press into your hand. One more big breath. Let the knees soften and bend. And exhale, navel to spine. Stack hips on top of ankles. Release the head. And then bend your knees. Release the bind. One boat at a time. Roll to come up. Roll the shoulders up back. And let's meet right back in the middle for goddess pose. Okay, now we're going into one of Ginger's requests. We're going to go from goddess with eagle arms into a nice standing wide forward fold. So hopefully you enjoy this next sequence. So make sure that your stance is wide, and then you're going to turn your toes out. There you go. Lengthen from your pelvis to heart to head. And then let's go ahead and keep lifting as you lower into your squat. And just let it go. Let your body go side to side a little bit. You're not holding anything too disciplined. Okay, nice and easy. Stretching through the legs, lifting. Always lifting. You want to keep the shoulders stacking up on top of the hips. And your head pulling right out of the center of your heart. Now find somewhere in the middle here. We're gonna reach the arms again like wings out of our low back. And we're gonna rotate palms open, cross the left forearm on top, so stack elbows. And then you're gonna weave through the arms and hands press. We're gonna lift the elbows up as we lower into our squat here, squeezing the elbows, keep the head connecting on top of the heart, and then exhale, press to come up and draw the elbows to your navel, but keep the head reaching up. Inhale, elbows, forearms go forward and up as you lower to your deep squat here, and exhale to come up. One more time, inhale, exhale. Now stay in your squat and just moving the forearms slowly up and down. You want to keep squeezing the elbows, forearms forward, so you're broadening, opening up the space between your shoulder blades. Try to keep the extension of your neck and head, so your head stays aligned right on top of heart, right up on top of pelvis. Good. Pause there, and then press all the way up, reach wide arms, and then release. Shoulders roll up and back. Back to your goddess. Just go side to side, nice and watery here. Nice and fluid in our pelvic center. And now find somewhere nice and easy in the middle. Reach the arms like wings out of your low sacrum, low back. Rotate palms, keep the arms expansive, widening, go out of the heart. Then bring right elbow on top of left. Bend the elbows, wrap the forearms, press hand to hand. And here we go. We're going to keep our squat low as we reach the elbows forward and up. And exhale, extend through your legs, draw the elbows down to navel. Extend the neck and head. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, remember that breath of fire. Exhale, navel to spine, keep lifting your neck and head. Now hold that squat, best you can, inner knee to outer knee, and just move your forearms up and down a couple more times. Chin in, throat, head back. Keep shoulders on top of hips, best you can. Deep breaths here, one more time, inhale. Exhale, now we're gonna press wide open to a nice, beautiful star. And release the arms, shoulders roll up and back. Now turn your toes to face in for Prasarita. Draw the shoulders back and lift your chest. Keep a little suppleness in the knees so you keep your pelvis centered. Exhale, hinge at your groins, hinge forward, and let's go ahead, hold on to your ankles with either hand. Right hand to right ankle, left hand to left ankle. Shoulders lifted, release your head. And then stay here and breathe, or take this little fun shoulder opener with me. You'll take your right arm, hold on to the outer left shin, and take your left hand to the outer right shin. You may have to step your feet in a little bit. So your arms are crossed. Keep releasing your head. You can always keep a little bend in your knee, rounding evenly through all four corners of your feet. Breathe into your back, particularly in between your shoulder blades, opening the back of your heart. Then free your right arm, reach it up, open your chest, lean back. Now take your right hand, cross the center line, and so the right hand's on top now, right forearm on top. Release your head, breath in, breath out, and then release your left arm. Reach it up, lean back, smile. And then take your left hand forward and on top. Pause, breath in, breath out, and then plant the hands down. Simply heel toe the feet in, back to hip distance, parallel. Have a seat to your chair pose. Reach the arms again wide. Rotate palms and lift the arms right by your ears, chair pose. Right here, one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Release the arms down as you press to come up, Tadasana. Roll the shoulders back. Okay, let's step forward, front of your mat. We'll do one little vinyasa and then we'll continue with the dolphin pose. So reach the arms down, open your chest. Exhale, just slide your hands down the back of the thigh. Uttanasana, forward fold, reach your head. Inhale, half Ardha Uttanasana, open your chest. And then plant the hands, go to downward facing dog. Inhale, right to plank pose, top of the push-up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale, gently lower back down. Let's continue with Sphinx before we go to dolphin. So align your elbows underneath your shoulders. Strengthen your arms. Press them down and draw the shoulders back to spit your heart forward, collarbone forward. Keep those legs reaching strongly and long behind you. Breathe a couple breaths here. And you want to keep the discipline of the forearms pressing down back to keep drawing your chest open. Navel to spine still here. Legs are strong and reaching like a tail out of your heart. And then from Sphinx pose, we're going to go ahead, come on to curl the toes under, excuse me, and we're going to gradually come up into your forearm plank. So we're going to lift the ribs, lift the navel, up pelvis, upper thighs, and then curl the 10 toes right to forearm plank. 3 breaths, rocking forward on an inhale, rocking back on an exhale. Rocking forward on an inhale, back on the exhale. One more, in and out. Very good. From there, lower the knees for a second. Okay. Now, keep the chest open here. Plant the hands down, moving to dolphin pose. We're going to curl the 10 toes under, lift the knees, and then keep the knees bent as we lift our hips, release our head, and at the same time release our head down. So now the head's lower than heart and heart's lower than pelvis. You want to keep the back as long as you can so the knees stay bent. Okay, deep breaths here. Inhale, press the hands down, exhale, lift your hips up. And here we're going to rock forward onto your 10 toes and back. Twice more. Inhale, forward and back. Last time, as you rock forward on toes, lift your hips up a little higher. Keep releasing your head and neck. And exhale back, and then walk it back forward plank. Pause in your plank pose. And then exhale, lower knees, thighs, chest, or excuse me, pelvis back to Sphinx. Breath in, breath out, open your chest. Reach the legs, curl the 10 toes under, back to your forearm plank, starting with your ribs, navel, pelvis, thighs. We're here, 3 breaths, rocking forward, rocking back. Forward, keep extending the neck and head. Last time, open chest. And then let's go ahead, bend the knees as we walk it into dolphin pose. Try to keep the shoulders on top of the elbows. Release the head down as the pelvis goes high. Bend your knees so you can lengthen your spine. 3 breaths. Inhale, rocking forward on all 10 toes. Exhale, press those heels back. Inhale up, hips on top of shoulders. Exhale. Keep strong forearms, open chest, release the head, lift your hips. Good. Pause there. Ground your hands and see if you can press both hands down and pull yourself up to downward facing dog. Pause in your dog pose. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. And then simply lower the knees and we'll transition to something called Virasana, our hero's pose. So either have a seat, just back on your heels like here, stacking your body, head over heart, heart over pelvis. Or open your shin bones just a little bit to ground your sit bones right between your ankles. You gotta hug, squeeze the shin bones in, claw all 10 toes down. And just take one deep breath here. Breathe from your pelvis to your heart, to your mind. And then exhale without collapsing, navel to spine, and keep extending your head to the sky, shoulders dropped. Super relaxed. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and come right into mermaid pose. So we're going to lift up a little bit. Move both shin bones over to your, or move your hips over to your left. So you're going to go on your left hip, okay? Right foot stepping right up on top of left foot. Okay. You're going to walk your hands back, lift your chest, similar to tabletop. You're going to take your right hand and sneak it underneath your left thigh. And then look behind your left shoulder. Squeeze your thighs together. Lift your spine, especially your pelvis, on that rotational line. And then possibly reach the left arm up, bicep to ear, and take hold of your right ear. And then lean up to the sky. Take one deep breath here, opening your chest, lengthening your spine. And then release. Let's go ahead back to Virasana. Just for a breath before we go to the other side. So again, one breath in, lengthen. And then just finding more connection on that exhale. Really simple. And then come up. Let's go ahead, swivel your legs over to your left as you have a seat on your right hip. Okay, so left foot on top of right arc of foot. Lean your spine back. Open your chest, similar to tabletop. You're like stretching your chest open. Then take your left arm up and sneak it underneath your right thigh. Meanwhile, draw your right shoulder back, reaching with your hands up over your right shoulder, inhale. So you're lengthening from your left pelvis up to your right armpit chest. And then maybe free that right arm up, reach up out of the right hip. Take hold of your left ear. Keep lifting your right chest out of your left pelvis. And spiral open, reaching the right elbow tip right out of the right outer hip. We're here, one more breath. Inhale and exhale. And let that go. Let's go ahead back to Virasana. Okay, this next one, Virasana, it stands for hero's pose, is called Supta Virasana, which means sleeping hero. And this is probably really hard for me to do in real life, is to remind myself to rest, and sleep is really important. So to be a hero, we need to sleep, we need to rest. So we're gonna try that now. So starting in your hero pose, upright, alert, we're gonna begin to go back a little bit. Some of you can go into your forearms here. And maybe this is where we stay. You feel an intense stretching in the front of the quads, front of the pelvis. You wanna keep the thighs pulling in and the pressing down of the shins. Draw the tailbone under you a little bit to find a little bit more opening in the front thigh. And then possibly you can go all the way down to your supine version here. Thighs hug in, front shins press down, soften ribs, open chest. And then maybe take your hands behind you and hold on to opposite elbows. And we're just here 5 breaths. Inhale. Allow the breath to really go into the places that are really tight in your own body. And then exhale. Just allow the exhale to bring you more integration. As the breath empties, you feel that navel drop in and find that extension up the crown of the head. Gravity just helps release you here. Feel the weight of gravity so your body can spread out on the floor. Keep those deep breaths. Keep drawing thighs together, shin bones pressed down, abdomen to spine. One more deep breath here, really enjoy it. Good, release the elbows if you have them. Take hold of your ankles with your hand. And then draw the elbows down. See if you can come into an upper back bend here. Just one more breath here. And then lifting the heart, coming back into forearms, and then gently come out the same way you came down. Okay, let's come back into downward facing dog. So I'm gonna give another version of that later. So curl 10 toes, go to downward facing dog. Take a breath in dog. And then take one little vinyasa, wash that out. Inhale, plank. Exhale, control, always control. Resist the floor to go down. Inhale, cobra pose. Keep those legs reaching, spine lifting, heart opening. And then exhale, gently lower all the way back down. Press up, inhale, back to all fours. Okay, now let's see. Oh, this one's fun. This one's a lot of fun. So let's go ahead, come back onto our shin bones. We're gonna take a quick camel here. And a back bend. We're getting into our back bending practice. Again, ground the shins. Hug them in. Think of drawing those frontal hip points here in toward the midline and up as you root the shin bones down. So here we are. Take those shoulder circles, lift your heart space. Keep the ability to push and hug and not finding that connection, pelvis to heart to mind. And just work the breath here. We're gonna inhale, create space and width underneath your armpit chest, and exhale to soft shoulders, keep the heart lifting, chin in, throat back. And then maybe you can hold on to your ankles with your hands. Keep the heart up, keep the shin bones down. And then maybe, keeping the throat back, you can lower the head in between your shoulders like a pillow. Take one more breath, keep the discipline down so you can have that freedom up. And then hands to heart, lift with your heart to come up. And then have a seat back with your asana. This is sort of reset. I got 2 more. You okay there, Ginger? Okay, so here we go, set 2. Shoulders back, and if this is too much with your feet flat, roll the toes under because then it lifts your heels a little bit higher. So again, hands to hips. Inhale, shrug shoulders to lengthen side body. Draw shoulders back, expand collarbone chest.
So this is totally fine. Make sure, feel your hamstrings. Make sure the hamstrings are strong and you're not just dumping your hips forward. Thigh bones back, hug the midline. And then one more breath here. You can stay here, or maybe take hold of your ankles. Again, keep lengthening with each repetition. Soften shoulders, lift your heart as you exhale. Maybe release your head. One more breath. And then hands to heart center, press to come up. Very good. And this next camel, I'll give you another way to get into it. This time curl the toes under. You okay there, Ginger? Okay, if you have any irritation in your low back, just don't go all the way down. You always want that extension out. So getting into camel pose this time by holding onto our heels this whole time. Lengthen, open your chest. And we're going to keep pressing down as you draw the hips forward, chest up, right into your camel pose. You can gaze straight forward, keep the ability to hug the shin bones in, ground the shin bones down. And then again, always optional to drop the head. One more breath. And then take your hands off your ankles to heart, and then press to come up. Very good. So we want to remember that lift of your chest, that widening of the collarbone for this next challenge. So come onto your 10 toes in a deep squat here with your ankles up. We're gonna do side crow pose. Those are arm balance. Okay, I'm gonna turn to face you. Girls, you need to stay where you are. Turn to face camera as well. Okay, so again, lengthen, and then exhale, rotate so your hands are to the outside of your right shin. Plant your hands down, shoulder distance width apart. There you go. You want to keep opening your chest, looking forward past your fingertips. You're going to bend the elbows and draw your outer right thigh to the shelf of your left upper arm. And then see if you can float the ankles up. Squeeze your thighs, melt the heart, lengthen. And again, head is lower than heart lower than pelvis. Get your seat up as you bend the elbows to the side crow pose. Maybe stretch the left leg long and right leg forward. And then come out. How'd that go?
Not good enough. I'm balancing one on my hip.
Okay. Keep practicing. Remember, butt up on this one. Let's try side two. One side's always trickier than the other. Okay, so you're on your toes. Get long, inhale. Then rotate, exhale. Hands to the outside, your left thigh. Now squeeze your legs together. Bend your elbows like chaturanga. Draw your heart forward and through. Then maybe float your feet. Oopsie, this side is definitely my harder side.
I'm with you, Mama.
Okay. Hips higher than heart higher than head. Breathe. Keep shooting your chest forward. Maybe stretch the right leg back, left leg long. And that's my fun challenge today.
This is pose.
Okay. Enough with that. So let's continue. We're moving on. One of the girls' favorites, wheel pose. So lie down onto your back. Plant the feet down. Now again,
This is my favorite pose.
with the feet hip distance width parallel. Just feel your pelvis, feel your shoulders, and let's go ahead, nice and easy, press up to bridge pose. So maybe this is where you stay today. You want to keep the ability, the discipline to hug the shins in, ground the feet down and back toward your seat. Meanwhile, draw the shoulders underneath you. Try to lift your heart up a little bit more so your heart goes up toward your chin. But keep your gaze steady, the base is grounded on the floor for this bridge pose. Careful not to overlift your pelvis and tighten your low back. Drop your pelvis, work your thigh bones more into middle. And then plant your hands behind you. Fingers face shoulders if you're trying to wheel. Keep lifting the heart through frame of upper arms. Hug the shin bones, ground the feet down. And you're gonna pull yourself up to wheel. So feet and hands press down and you pull yourself up to wheel. And we're here for 5 full breaths. Just inhale and exhale. And inhale, rock it a little. Exhale, heart through shoulders. Inhale, the energy soften, rocking back. Exhale, heart through shoulders. Keep dropping your head, lifting your heart, grounding your feet with each exhalation. One more breath. Good, bending the elbows, releasing your head, your back, basics go back down, pause here, lift your heels up and roll the spine down. We're gonna try one more, and this is going to be a nice version, or I'll give you the option to do something different as well. So set yourself up, one more bridge. So ground the upper arms, feet hip distance, lift up bridge pose, pause in your bridge. Make sure your feet are grounded, energy hugging in. Your hips aren't overly lifting to tighten your low back, drop your pelvis down. Work that midline a little more. Plant the hands. Inhale. Exhale, pull yourself up. Now again, staying here is totally fine. Breathing here. Find that space on the inhale, the more integration on the exhale. Feel the earth give you support to lift you. Maybe some of you can lower down, pull or ground head gently and come onto your forearms. Just take it down a notch for 1 or 2 more breaths here. This is like your dolphin pose, reverse dolphin pose. Elbows stacked on top of right below shoulders. Keep hugging in, rounding your feet. And gently press your head down. Press yourself right back up to wheel pose. And then bending your elbows, roll through your shoulders, and then roll back down. How'd that go? Do you want one more version?
No.
Okay, I think that will be it with that. So we're going to stay on our backs now.
Oh.
This next sequence is for Ginger, because she's running track right now, and we want to make sure she gets her hips nice and supple. So we're just going to start in a nice happy baby pose. So grounded, keep the pelvis grounded best you can. You're going to bend your knees, and for some of us, we're going to place our hands. Yeah, scoot back on your mat, Coco. A lot, actually. Yeah, you can't wait for it. Even keep going. Keep going. Thank you. That's better. That's better. So, feet up above knees. Flex your feet. And then you're going to press your hands to the back of the hamstrings to start. And you're going to keep pressing up into your hands as you try to deepen the flexion at your hip, using your hands to pull your thighs down. But you don't want to lose the press of the thighs back up. So it's a give and take relationship always. So you're pressing up, you're pulling down. And then some of us can transition your hands to the outer part of it, shin outer part of the foot. And then this gets us a little deeper. We can press down, but we keep the press up. So the feet continue to press up into your hands from the pelvic center. Try to keep the pelvis grounded for now. And breathe big breaths. Maybe try stretching just the left leg long, keeping your pelvis relatively still, and then bring that left leg in, and just the right leg long, and bring it in, and then maybe both legs long, keeping the pelvis down, and both legs in. Pause one more breath here, and happy baby. And then go ahead, draw the leg shins in, and then keep the right shin, lower the left foot down. And we're going to pull the right knee in and press the right thigh away. Just a couple more times, pull and press. Just give a little juice left to that right hip. Now keep the press, slide your left leg long, try to ground the inner thigh down. Stand on your left leg, hands behind the right hamstring, and stretch up through the right leg. Point, flex your foot a couple times. Very good here. And then go ahead from here, bend your knee, and once again, slide your left foot in for figure 4 pose. Try to keep the hips square, pick up the left foot, hold on to the left shin bone. Just 2 breaths. Try to draw the right shin bone to your collarbone. So your inner left ankle is toward your left armpit chest, side of that collarbone, and the inner right knee is toward your right armpit chest. Keep your foot flexed, both feet flexed to support your knees. Chest open, shoulders back. And release. And then now cross the right knee directly on top of the left knee. Knees are stacked. Just start by pulling the knees in. This is a great outer hip opener and stretches that low back. Slide your left hand down the right shin, holding onto outer right foot. Slide your right hand down the left shin, holding onto outer left shin. And you're going to kick the feet up into your hands as you continue to pull the feet down. Keep those feet flexed. And then energetically pull the shin bones away from one another. Inhale, one more breath here. Squeeze your knees together. Keep the knees stacking. Keep the pelvis grounded. Cinch the little belly in as you exhale. Remember that breath of fire. You grow your posture. And then release. Keep the cross. Lower the left foot down. Lift your hips up and shift your hips, over to your right. Yep. And then you're going to allow the right hip to stack up on top of your left for a nice, simple supine twist. Look over your right shoulder. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Do one more deep breath like that. Nice, easy twist. Inhale, breath in. Breath out. And then go ahead, come back center. Hug both knees into your chest. Take one more little quick happy baby, either with hands behind thighs or outer feet. And then one leg maybe. And then the other leg maybe stretches. And then both legs stretch out, opening the inner thighs. And then draw the shins, thighs in together. Lower the right leg and we'll pull the left knee in. And we'll press the left knee away. Just give a little love to that left hip. You okay, Google?
Yes.
Okay, keep the press so you keep the strength of the hamstring. Transition the hands to the back of the thigh and slide your right leg long, stand in it, and left leg up to the sky. You point, flex your foot. You want to generally try to keep the hips square, facing the ceiling. Scoot back, Coco, so you're not on Ginger's mat. That's a nice thing to do. Even a little bit more, Coco. Keep going. Thank you, Coco. And then you can go ahead and take figure four. So slide your right leg in, cross your left shin over. Again, check your hips. Make sure the hips are nice and square. Pick up your right foot, and then hold on to the top of the shin bone. And a couple more breaths here. That breath of fire, navel to spine, grow your posture. And again, see if you can draw your right. It's okay if your low back comes off as long as you come up evenly on both right and left sides. Drawing your inner left ankle toward right armpit chest and your inner left knee toward your left armpit chest. One more breath, big breath in the outer left hip. Try to keep the shoulders back. And then release that effort, cross the left knee on top of the right, stacking. We did this with our elbows earlier in eagle arms. Then slide your right hand to the top of the left shin, to the outer left foot, and that left hand slides down that right shin to the outer right foot, flex your feet. Kick the shin bones up as you pull the shin bones down. And again, every exhale from the center line, pull the feet, shins energetically away from that center line. Take one more breath. Exhale all the air. And then gently release that. Hug both knees into your chest. Hopefully that felt pretty good. Big circles, massage your low back, mid back. Reverse your circle. Very good. And then go ahead, curl the head, shoulders up like your little ball. Take a deep breath in, keep rolling shoulders back, chin to chest, throat back. Squeeze every muscle in your body. Just squeeze all the juice out. And then inhale, just gently stretch your legs long, open them up, open the arms, close your eyes. We're just here 3 breaths in this quick Shavasana today. And I just want you to feel the bones of your body. Let the muscles and all your tissue inside just drape over your bones, really heavy, connected to the earth. Let gravity just help weigh yourself down. Get nice and integrated into the earth. One more generous breath. Breathe deeply into yourself. And then exhale, allow your body to spread so greatly down on the mat and beyond your mat. I'm not touching Ginger or Coco, but I can sense as I exhale, spread myself on my mat, that my body's traveling over onto their mats. Allow your body to get heavy. One more breath. And then gently open your eyes. Let's go ahead, bend your knees, roll over onto your side. Use your hands and pull yourself up. Have a seat. Back to where we started. Thank you so much for joining me and my girls, Ginger and Coco, here on this lovely Mother's Day in Seattle. Hope you enjoyed class. Namaste.
Namaste.
Have a good one. Bye-bye. Thank you. I feel
Oh, that felt so nice. So this